Yeah.
Oh! Let's talk about sports life balance with national athlete, med student, content creator, Miss Agatha Wong on this episode of Game On, the podcast.
Go beyond sports and improve my career. Pinapadala ko ng Pilipinas doon. I'm gonna give them everything.
What's up, sports fans? Welcome to Game On, the podcast, the first ever sports podcast of GMA, brought to you by GMA Regional TV and Synergy and GMA Digilab.
We are on GMA Sports and GMA News on Facebook and on YouTube. And of course, you can download episodes on Spotify, Google Podcast, and Apple Music. Ako po si Coach Hammer Martin Antonio.
And this is Martin Javier. Today we are joined by 5-time SEA Games gold medalist, 2-time World Championship silver medalist, and Asian Games bronze medalist, Wushu legend, Miss Agatha Wong.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Thank you for having me today.
No, thank you.
Thank
for,
you.
Taking some time out and joining us here. How are you, Agatha?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're good.
We are honored to have you.
And of course, winners win. Kaya dapat lang na yung mga winners ang una nating binibigyan ng chance to have a conversation.
Winners
win.
Love that.
Why do I feel a little bit?
Oh, no.
No, but Agatha, seriously, thank you so much for joining us here. Pero ngayon, kasi alam natin sobrang basic eh.
Yeah.
You're doing the national athlete life and the med life. Pero for our viewers here, how'd you start with Wushu? What's your history with Wushu?
I started Wushu alongside with a bunch of sports.
Mhm.
So when I was 8 years old, my grandmother was driving by Taft Avenue sa May Lasal, right? And she saw
His
the...
turf.
Yeah, our turf. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
binild. Yeah.
Gusto ko yung may claim na rin siya. Our turf.
Yeah, and she saw the sports clinic for Wushu kids, and then she enrolled me and my brother. Eventually, my brother stopped, and he focused on another sport, which is swimming. And then I continued with Wushu, and that's how I got into Wushu.
Okay, so you were doing swimming.
Yeah, I was
And-
doing karate, and then I also did ballet, and I also did ice skating. So,
Okay, so you didn't like karate, ballet, and ice skating that much?
No, not really. Yeah.
Oh, how about swimming?
Swimming, I was competitively swimming until 13 or 14. And then when I turned 14, I think, I focused solely on Wushu. Because, like, my love died for swimming.
Your love died
Yeah.
for swimming. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay na yun, natuto ka naman.
Oh, at least naman. But being exposed to a lot of sports, was it able to help you in your Wushu preparations? Kasi multi-sport athlete ka at an early age.
I think when I experienced each of the sport, na-realize ko, Wushu talaga yung nagustuhan ko.
Mhm.
So like in swimming, I thought like it was going to be my sport. And then I did it for a few years. I got tired of it. And then the same went for karate and then ice skating and ballet. So Wushu was the only thing that really challenged me every day personally. So that's why I stuck with it.
So you
Yeah.
like
Oh,
challenges.
yung challenge.
All right, so I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea what Wushu is. When it comes to Wushu, all I know is you're the poster girl of that
Yeah.
sport. That's it. So for a regular fan or a casual viewer, how would you present or describe Wushu to that person in a way that the person will learn more about it and embrace or be informed about what it's all about?
I think for me, every time I get asked what Wushu is, I just always compare it to the other martial arts that we're familiar with, like karate or judo or taekwondo. So in each martial art, there are two categories. Yung isa is combat, so that's head-to-head. Like, as in, you punch someone, you kick someone. But each sport has its own rules. And then there's another category, which is the exhibition category. It's the same thing for Wushu. So in the combat sport, we call it sanda. And then in the exhibition sport, we call it tao luo. So Wushu, since taekwondo originated in Korea and then karate originated in Japan, naturally Wushu is from China. So it's just the same, pero in Wushu we use weapons, and then we have a specific costume for the exhibition part of the sport, which I am in. And then for Sanda, which is the combat side, we use headgear, we use the body gear. We have the gear for the shin, and then we have the gloves. So bawat suntok sipa may point. Pero sa exhibition sport, it's more complex because it focuses more on the performance rather than how much power you can give. So it's more of you need an audience to watch you compete. Yeah.
I have an additional question. Kasi usually, it's more fun to compete against other people.
Yeah.
So why didn't you choose the combat side and, you chose the exhibition side of Wushu?
I think kasi dun sa martial art, usually the coach decides for you. At a younger age, since, like you're a minor, tapos you really don't know what your body is built for. Yeah. Yung sa akin kasi, I was a very slim kid and I was very malumanay, like very meek. So, naisip ng coach ko, dito siya sa exhibition sport. As opposed to other kids that are more big boned, yung medyo mas brusco, yung makakasuntok talaga. Doon sila sa combat.
Okay.
Yun.
Judger si coach,
Dahil nilalagay lang niya kung saan ma-maximize yung talent.
Sabi niya, aren't all. Aren't we all? I got a question for you. Kasi, syempre, you started Wushu, I think, 8 years old.
Yeah.
Right around 8 years old. Hirap nun i-sustain. Lalong-lalo na, ang dami mo na ibang ginagawa, nagkakaroon ka na ng ibang interests. But for you, what kept the fire burning? Parang ganun. What kept you, still in love with Wushu?
I think, I've had phases in my life where I think I'm done with Wushu, especially when I entered college. Kasi in college, there's so many temptations, like, whenever, lalo na sa Lasal, I think Anton would know this, yeah. Sa Lasal kasi there's like Happy Tea, right? Like, yung Lasal kasi sa Kabinil, yung classes nila is from Monday to Thursday. That's why they call it Happy Tea, Happy Thursday. Yeah. So that's where you drink, you party.
Shout out Lasalians.
Yeah.
And people from Taft. Okay.
Yeah, so a lot of my friends would be like, do you want to go to Happy Tea? Pero I would always tell them, I have training. I can't go out to party because we have class the next day. I have training later at night. And I think I entered the phase where parang I felt like I was going nowhere in Wushu kasi hindi pa ako nakapag-SEA Games, I was competing internationally. I wasn't really going in the top 3, top 5. So parang I entered a stage in my life where I kept skipping training. And then when I went on to third year of college, dun ko na-realize na every time I did Wushu, I still enjoyed it. It's just that there were so many outside factors that were affecting yung passion ko for Wushu. So what I did was I tried not to. Well, I've never partied naman. I've never drank in Happy Tea. Pero I tried not to skip training more.
Okay.
So,
Yung ngiti mo.
yeah. I tried
Ngiti mo,
to skip
partner.
Okay. Her mom's here, by the way, so she likes what she's hearing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Namapanood.
It's true.
No.
I'm not lying. Like, I've never experienced Happy Tea. And I think right now, looking back at it, I don't regret it. Kasi you're always gonna experience partying. It's always gonna be there. Like, the alcohol is never gonna go out of style. So,
you'll be surprised.
yeah.
When you get here,
No, what she's saying as a Lasallian is actually true because I was one of the first people who actually experienced na biglang walang pasok ng Biyernes.
Yeah.
I was one of the first
Long
people
weekend
na batches. So parang ang saya-saya ng mga tao. And then may mga ibang blockmates talaga na walang disiplina. They would really invite you to go out, cut class, and then yung sinasabi mong during the weekend, you party. Every Saturday was party night for Lasallians. And then every Monday, pinag-uusapan yung mga nangyari nung Sabado.
Complete
So
attendance
the
ka.
discipline.
Complete attendance ka ba mo? May stop kasi ang lalim ng hugot
Okay.
mo, partner
No, it just takes me back.
Kompletong attendance, bro.
But the fact that Agatha was able to go through it na hindi siya na ano sa bisyo.
Hindi siya nahatak, no?
Hindi siya nahatak. And then 17 years doing it because you're 25 now,
Yeah.
right? So from 8 years old to 25, 17 years, respect. I mean, hindi madali yon, hindi biro na mag-resist sa temptation.
Nakaresist ka ba?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kailangan
Kailangan mo kung...
But I was part of those Saturday nights. I'm not gonna lie. I was there, but I was not drinking. Okay. There are other ways to have fun. Let's just put it that way.
Iniisip ko yung sinasabi niya, yung itong mga walang disiplina. Iniisip ko yung sarili ko, parang dami kong pinuntahan nung college. Wala akong disiplina nun.
If you cut classes,
I didn't cut class, no. I didn't cut.
So you've never cut class?
I've cut class, pero yung sinasabi ng prof na, okay, free cut. Okay, I'll cut class.
Free
Okay.
cut.
Pero yung free cut dahil na bad influence ka, na BI ka, never.
No. Yeah, never.
Okay, just to clarify. Dito kasi mom ni Agatha eh. So, free cut.
Free cut.
Legal.
May
Okay.
disclaimer. It was a free cut na bigay ng
Yeah.
professor.
Legal na ka.
Yeah, legal na.
Okay, legal na.
I remember nga, I went to Benilde for like, I think a sports fest nung SHS nila. I think this was like last year. And I met some of my old professors and they missed me kasi they remember me not ever cutting class. They remember me always just going to class and then training after. They remember me for that. So that's just the evidence that I have na I've never cut class.
You're the model student.
Para sa mga student athletes, magpakita lang kayo, matatandaan kayo ng professor nyo. May chance na agad kayo pumasok.
Okay, sobrang respect nun.
I did see one interview that you did where you revealed that you were bullied growing up and you felt like it was because yun nga, you were meek, malumanay. So to everybody watching na naka-experience ng bullying, because di natin maiwasan, it's something that does happen online and in real life. What's your advice to those people who are going through bullying?
I think kasi yung sa experience ko is eventually, eventually it grows out of me. Like when someone bullies me, I just try to live with that experience. And then afterward, I just try to forget them and do better, mostly for myself. So right now, like, I'm here talking with you guys, but them, I've never heard of them anymore. I've never heard, like I don't really remember their names anymore, but I still remember my experiences. So I try to tell myself, at least nandito na ako, and them, I haven't heard of them anymore. So
They were part of, your foundation years, why you became this now. It made you tougher, especially.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It made me stronger. It made me tougher mentally. Kasi parang now that I'm 25, when I look back, parang it needed to happen for me to get stronger, for me to get braver, for me to be more stable, for me to be more confident. Kasi I think I've experienced it all na.
Okay.
Yeah.
Disclaimer lang bullying is not required, of course, for you to be tougher. But, it coincidentally happened in her life and it contributed to what she is right now.
Yep.
Okay.
And speaking of on toughness and speaking of you embracing challenges, you're now embracing a different aspect of your life, getting into med school.
Yeah.
It's one of the bigger things. Kakakambi ka kasi matindi yung bullying and nakuha mo yung toughness and now this is a tougher road. What made you choose this path?
Hindi, ano yan? Mas magandang question dyan.
Sige.
Ba't mo ginawa yan sa sarili mo?
Yeah.
Because med school is tough. We know that.
It is, yeah. So I came from a pre-law degree from Benilde. I graduated with a degree in diplomatic affairs. So when I graduated in 2018, most of my batchmates went on to law school. Pero I felt like for my personality and just for my personal preference, I don't think law school was a perfect fit for me. And I think yung environment ng law school, it's comparable as well to sports in some aspects. So I felt like I don't really want to put myself in that situation. So when SEA Games happened in 2019, my coach told me, "Wag ka muna mag-aral, let's focus on SEA Games first." Which I've never done because I've always balanced school and sports together. And I think he had a point na parang since SEA Games was gonna be hosted here in the Philippines, it's gonna be a heavy one. So I decided to take a gap year. And then the pandemic happened. So tumagal yung gap years ko. And during the pandemic, I started applying to med school kasi I felt like I could relate med school to sports in a way. And I feel like yung interest ko talaga, nasa sports talaga siya. So how can I amplify that and, like go beyond sports and into my career when I retire from sports. So medicine yung naisip ko.
So it wasn't like, it's my dream to become a doctor.
No.
Wasn't like that.
No.
Okay. Now you are still training for your upcoming competitions. Where is your next competition?
I think the first competition I will have is the World Championships in Singapore. And then after that, I think 2 weeks or 3 weeks after, I'll have the Asian Championships in Macau. Then after that, a month or 3 weeks after is the World Cup in Tokyo.
Condensed schedule, 6 weeks, three high level competitions. So how does your schedule look like?
Right now, my coach is preparing some of our athletes to go to China for another competition. I won't be part of that because this competition is for the qualifiers in Tokyo. I've already qualified for the one in Japan. So I'm just training along with the team and just doing the same program they do.
Okay. Because med school ain't easy.
Yeah.
We know that it's very hectic, it's very busy. Lots of, I think, okay, ang pagkakaiba ng law school sa med school. Law school, it's more cases, babasahin mo, intindihin mo, and recitations. Med school is more memorization.
Yeah.
Kanya kakapal na memorization. You need a lot of time for that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, can you paint us a picture? What's your day like? Ilang klase ka ba sa isang araw? And then, what time do you go to training?
Okay, so last year, I had a lot of competitions. Pero luckily, I'm so lucky kasi yung school ko, they're very supportive of what I do. Pero they don't really give me the special treatment. Nobody really has. So, every time I just have a competition, they excuse me. Pero, kung wari meron ako nadaan na quiz or an exam, they give me a statistically harder one in replacement of that after. Yeah, so that's the rule. Kahit naman, like for anyone, kung nag-absent ka kasi meron kang conference, kapag meron kang na-miss na exam, mas mahirap yung ibibigay nila sa'yo. Yeah, that's just the rule. So, it was okay for me kasi I like studying a lot. So, I didn't really have any problems with that.
Okay.
Nagulat ka doon,
No, medyo this is very refreshing. Sige, go.
Yeah. Yung med school kasi and college, it's really different. Kasi nung college, I thought I was a textbook reader because I used to read a lot. And I was doing really well in college. When I went to med school, I couldn't really retain any of the information, even if I read it a lot of times. I realized na I was a visual person.
Okay.
Yeah, and hindi ko siya na-realize after 1 year. And then, when I just tried, sabi ko, manood kaya ako ng lecture videos ng, like, kung sa anatomy or something like that. I retain everything. And that's when I realized na, okay, I'm a visual learner pala. Like, when I remember a picture, I remember where the letters are. And I think I can owe it to Wushu. Kasi Wushu is a very visual, like, you have to really visualize everything sa Wushu. So, na-apply ko siya sa med school. So, yun.
So I think you made the right choice.
Yeah.
Because with the cases in law school,
I know.
there's
You'll
no-
be able to visualize
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
there's no picture there. It's all
I know.
text.
She made the right choice.
Yun pala yun.
I think this is the part where I become nonchalant. Okay, so I have a question in relation to you right now. You're on this path where you're taking up med school at the same time, still competing in your sport. I saw one of your previous interviews, actually an interview featuring you with your mom in it, si Mami Richa, who's actually here right now. And sabi ni Mami na ang pangarap niya at pangarap ng ibang mga ina is to see their children, reach their dreams. What is Agatha Wong's biggest dream in life?
Biggest dream? I don't think it's that complicated. I just want to be happy with what I have and not keep looking for anything more. Kasi I think there are some people, they forget what they have. Tapos they want more, but they can't get more. And I just want to be at a point in my life where I'm satisfied with who I am. Tapos who I am is enough for me. So yun lang yung biggest goal ko in life.
So walang specific na dream.
Yeah.
Like let's say 5 years from now, you're 25. What does 30-year-old Agatha Wong look like for you right now?
Wala, like 30-year-old me, I just want her to be happy with what she's doing. Kasi I won't be doing sports forever, for sure. I want her to be satisfied with her life, with what she's doing in her life. So I also want to have an impact on, like, if I don't have an impact 5 years from now, at least I'm grateful to myself right now na I'm trying to do that. Like, through Wushu, through competing, tapos, like, inspiring other people to pursue postgraduate studies even while doing sports kasi it's really hard.
So nothing specific like being a doctor, being a coach, or whatever?
Mangyayari yun, yeah. So, pero it's not really one of the... I mean, if you're working towards it, why would it become like a dream, diba? Like, alam mo naman matatapos mo. Whatever I
Interesting
start,
thing.
I finish. So,
That's an interesting
Process-oriented, not
Kasi si
goal-oriented.
Anton, 5 years, lagi yan. Bahay. Tapos,
Ano yung,
asawa, anak, pamilya.
yung 5 years. Ito na yung bahay. Okay yung bahay. Yung susunod na 5 years.
There are some goals that seem impossible to reach. Let's just put it
Hindi,
at that.
marami kasing nire-reach.
yeah.
Maraming options to reach.
But I like it because, you're keeping everything open. And I think, it's also important that you know who you are already. I mean, you're established as a person already. So ikaw, syempre, automatic, I'm training right now. I have competitions lined up. So, these are, kumbaga, guaranteed goals or dreams for you. Well, yun, na you already have. Pero yung dream mo talaga is still wide open. So you can explore more in life.
Kasi I think in sports, I've learned it the hard way na kapag meron kang gustong i-reach or meron kang expectation of yourself, pag hindi mo yun na-reach, what happens?
Frustrated.
Diba? Like, you get frustrated, you get heartbroken. Minsan, you stop. And I think that's really important to recognize then, even at a younger age, para pag tanda mo, like me, kung wari, hindi ako nanalo sa isang competition, that's okay. Pero there was one time kasi, nung Texas, I had 2 events, right? Nung Texas, yung first event ko, I got 7th. And everybody around me was so sad. They were like, bakit ganun yung results? Like, hindi pwedeng ganun. Like, it's unfair. They were, like, everybody was telling me, sayang naman, ganito, ganyan. Pero I had another event. It was the second event. And I just tried to ignore everybody around me kasi it's not the end.
Yeah.
So, dun sa second event ko, I placed second. And funny enough, yung pang second ko, same ako ng score with the first. So, instead of making 2 gold medalists, they did the first one, Singapore, and then me second. And I was okay with that. Pero, like my coach, being the coach, he wasn't okay with that. And for me, you know what? I think it's not yet my time. So, I'm patient naman. I'll work for it, if the time comes. And I think when people work for what they want in life, hindi na siya magiging dream, hindi na siya magiging goal. Kasi you're working towards it. And you have to be confident na you're gonna get it.
Yeah. And that there's also an understanding na, if it's not for you, if you didn't get it initially, hindi talaga para sa'yo, or you understand it that you're not ready yet.
Yeah.
Kasi syempre may iba yung approach na they would really protest. Para sa akin yan, you recognize that you are a work in progress still and you got more goals to achieve in life. Okay. Pero Agatha, since we have a baby vlogger in Anton.
It's my turn to be nonchalant.
Okay. A baby vlogger.
Nag-oo siya. Not exactly a vlogger. So, I got on TikTok like 2 months ago. So, I'm learning the ropes.
Yeah.
And we heard that you're very much into your social media, vlogging. Could you tell us about that?
Yeah. I think at the time of the SEA Games here in Manila, I was kind of pushed. I was pushed into the spotlight. And that's when I got exposed to the world of social media work. Tapos to the world of influencing. I worked with Alexander Wang. Tapos I was even featured in Vogue last year. So I think yung pagiging athlete ko, meron pala siyang ibang perks. You're not only an athlete. You're trying to have an advocacy for your sport, especially in sport ko na it's not that well recognized. I think in social media, you don't really have to pretend, to like be someone popular. I think you just have to show people what you do in life. Like, for example, yung sa akin, I recently posted an IG reel of a day in my life. And that got, I think, like 300,000 views. And I think people like that. People like that. Kasi they like me, like, yung nahihirapan ako. Kasi I think in the morning, I had class. And then in the afternoon, I had a shoot. And then in the evening, I had Wushu training. They like that. So I think just be true to yourself and then have a lot of integrity and just be honest with your views without, like stepping on other people's opinions. Yeah.
And I think now, you mentioned in college, you didn't have a social life. Now, I see your content. You're attending events now.
Yeah, I do.
So that's just the birth of your social life.
It's delayed gratification talaga. Like, I think mahaba siyang process. I had a lot of friends in college. I have a lot of friends in med school. Pero ma-realize mo when you start working for things and you start sacrificing a lot of your time, a lot of your effort, makukuha mo yung gratification nun years from now. It's not months, it takes years.
Yeah.
And right now, I have a lot of good relationships. I have a lot of good connections with other people.
Mhm.
And I've also gotten to meet you guys. So,
This is a social event. It's a podcast and a social event. Okay. Thank you. So since you told us earlier that being here is a social event or is officially part of your social life, we'll make it fun and social media friendly. May nauuso ngayon sa social media, especially on TikTok, yung COA at si Nonchalant. So, alam niyo yan, di ba? OA,
Generation.
OA,
Generation
girlfriend.
mo, kasama ka na rin dyan.
Grabe
Kasama
mag
ka rin dyan.
Si Nonchalant yung, wala, chill lang, steady
Yeah.
lang. Okay, ba't ako gumaganon? Okay. So, we have here on my,
Meron din ako.
activities.
Okay.
So, tell us if it's COA or si Nonchalant. Pag si OA, you're good with activity,
I like it.
you like
Okay.
it. Pag Nonchalant,
I
hindi
like
naman.
Pwede follow-up questions ako.
Okay, sure.
OA ka dyan.
Not necessarily you don't like it, but you're just neutral about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, yung tingin din term, neutral.
Neutral. Agatha, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
Anime.
Nonchalant.
Whoa!
What?
I'm
Surprising.
surprised.
All right.
Oh.
How
Figure out
about arts and crafts?
OA.
Oh.
What's your choice?
Pottery.
Pottery.
Yeah.
Something different.
Hold on, balikan ko yung anime. You
Yeah.
don't watch anime.
Oh, wow.
I grew out of it now. But I like Studio Ghibli. Yeah, I like
You
that.
grew out of it.
I grew out of it, yeah.
Wow. What happened to us, Mike? Ako yung... How about coffee?
Nonchalant.
Nonchalant.
Yeah.
You don't drink
What?
coffee.
Yeah. When I entered med school, everybody was drinking coffee, and I was like, you know what? I'll drink coffee too. And then I stopped now because I don't really see the benefit of it. So
What?
yeah, it doesn't affect me yung caffeine. Yeah.
Wow. So many things that
Okay.
we learn about
That's
Agatha.
amazing. All right. Board games.
OA.
OA.
Yeah, yeah.
Like board games.
Okay, so since Agatha seems like a very rare and different person,
Mhm.
I'm interested about this. What about concerts?
Nonchalant.
Oh! Well, I'm only nonchalant about concerts because they're so expensive.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never been to a concert.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Hold
I've
on.
never
How
been.
could you be?
Wow, so not into coffee, not into concerts,
Hold on.
and anime.
Wait, how could you be nonchalant about it if you haven't experienced it yet?
Kasi I've had a lot of friends go to concerts and I see how early they prepare for it. And they're just gonna sit there, tapos they're gonna
So-
sing, gonna... Yeah, I would go to a concert if it was Taylor Swift. Tapos if I was
Ah,
VIP.
oh.
So,
I was about to ask if you were a Swiftie or not.
I am. Pero
And if a guy invited you to a concert, and,
Will you
would you go or
if it was
not?
Taylor Swift, tapos I'm VIP, sure.
Okay.
That's probably the most
Okay.
expensive first date ever.
Yeah.
Hindi pwedeng
But Agatha
nosebleed
would go.
seats, VIP seats, floor. Kahit floor, standing, sige.
Okay.
Si OA o si Nonchalant, syempre.
Okay.
Cooking.
OA.
Really?
Yeah.
You cook.
I love
Favorite-
food. I love food.
Favorite dish to prepare?
What did I cook ba last time? Wait, you know what? Last night, I just cooked instant Vietnamese noodles.
Okay. That's still cooking though. So,
No, still cooking.
That's
Consider
still
cooking.
yeah, still
right?
cooking. Yeah. So OA on the cooking. Okay. How often do you cook?
Not often.
Not often.
Hindi ba ka OA is eating? Parang food.
Alam niyo, kung food yan, OA ako
Oh.
dyan.
Okay.
It's related to food,
Okay.
so
Okay.
OA.
Okay. Got you. Horror movie.
Nonchalant.
Not
I don't like it.
This is popular sa mga Pinoy people. Karaoke.
Nonchalant.
Nonchalant.
Nonchalant. Love it, nonchalant. How about museum visits?
You know,
Oh,
this is
it's been
super
a while.
popular.
Oo,
It's been a while.
especially for you. You've
Yeah,
been around
but
out of the
I
country a lot.
haven't. No, not yet. I haven't. I think the last museum I went to was the one in Cambodia. Nung SEA Games pa to. Last year pa to.
Mm.
So, medyo nonchalant ako dyan.
Oh, go tell me.
Oh, road trips.
OA. Yeah, I love
OA.
road trips. Yeah.
Sana yung pinakamalayo mong na road trip?
Zambales?
Most fun road trip that you had with your friend.
Oh, with my friend. You know what? I'm so lame. Kasi I think I've only been on a road trip with friends once.
Nagpaalam ka?
Oh, syempre.
Si mommy is nodding. Guys won't do this on the first though. I think you have to be with a girl like for a couple of months before you take a girl shopping.
Shopping. I love shopping. That's
OA.
yeah.
So, wait, let me isa pa. Okay. Spa.
Spa. Nonchalant.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I'm OA about.
Really?
Talaga? This athlete kasi, we were surprised kasi syempre, your body goes through a lot.
Yeah.
Diba? Medyo stressed yung body mo. So, obviously, you would want to relax and go to a spa, a massage place once in a while. You don't like?
It's not that I don't like. I don't really have the time to have a massage or anything. I would love a massage. Like, meron kasi kaming massage therapist sa EMSAS, sa PSC. Pero I don't have the time. Like, after training, I go to class. Tapos after class, I go home. So, wala akong time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hindi naman sa'yo, hindi necessary for you to, like, let's say, get a massage after a long week of training.
No, it's
No
not
naman.
necessary. Kasi I believe na if you want your body to rest, you just don't train.
Okay.
So, I just don't train.
Okay. No
Yeah.
massage. Sige. All right. So, congratulations, Agatha. That was our COA and Nonchalant segment. Perfect. Interesting conversation. We should do this more, by the way.
Sure.
Mark,
Oh.
Coach Hammer, I did say that I would bring the fire to this podcast, bring the burning questions.
Okay.
So I will throw one right now since before we started recording, Agatha Wong said that there's no limits
No holds barred.
to the questions here. 4 years ago, you had this interview with one of our friends actually, si Cassie Gormley. And she asked you about your relationship status. So this is 4 years after. Are you still single? Are you seeing somebody? What is the relationship status
Si
of
Mami
Agatha Wong?
Si Mami
I mean-
nakaabang din sa sasagot.
Si Mami Richa yung tingin ni Mami.
I mean, I'm doing med school, I'm doing Wushu, I'm doing like social media. Nasa na ba yung time for love life, diba?
Oh.
Wow. The focus. Wait, are you SSB, single since birth?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've had guys ask me out for dates. Yeah.
Okay.
Pero parang for me kasi, like there are people who ask me out like on Instagram, ganun.
Yeah.
Parang feeling ko, I don't want to go out with them. I'm so sorry. Pero it's just the truth. I don't want to go out with them kasi they know the facade that
Yeah.
Instagram has. Like they know me for Wushu, diba?
Yeah.
Do they really know me because of something else? Like because I'm funny, because I'm nice,
Oh.
ganun. So parang, no.
25 years old, and that's rare.
I
Huh?
know.
That's rare.
Exactly.
But then, do you go out on dates from time to time?
No.
No, really?
Oh.
Wow.
No, sa med school kasi, I'm
I am
older than
shocked.
them. I'm older than them sa med
Okay.
school.
Yeah,
Kasi
yeah.
they're from K to 12. There were some people that, tried.
Yeah.
Pero like for me, I feel like they're babies pa. So,
Baby, too small.
yeah.
So basing it from that explanation,
Yeah.
so you can only, may possibility lang na lumabas ka dun sa circle mo lang.
Sa
Kasi-
circle ko.
Kasi syempre, sila lang yung may kilala sa'yo personally. Yung mga IG sliders.
And the one who can afford the VIP to Taylor Swift.
Hindi, paano naman?
Paano
if-
pa
if
nag-slide
he-
tapos yun agad?
Paano naman if a nice guy actually
Yeah.
asks her out?
I
diba?
mean,
in person
I
with
feel like-
VIP tickets.
I feel like unrealistic kasi yung expectation ko. Like, yung nakikita ko kasi in films is like, you get approached by a guy, like when you're in the supermarket, and then he's like, do you also like cereal? Me too!
Wow.
Ganon.
Wait.
Tapos biglang, like you get to know him, ganon. Tapos hindi niya alam. Like, I would like the guy not to know what I do.
Okay.
I would like him to like me because, she's funny, she's smart, she's pretty, ganon.
You know what? Tomorrow somebody will bump into you in the supermarket.
I'll just be in my house.
Kasi serendipity.
Okay, so
No, it's very
Last
serendipity, di ba?
before we move on from this topic, so in that same interview that I was talking about, tinanong ni Cassie, what about sa SEA Games? Meron bang guys
Oo
that
nga.
caught your attention? And you were very
Athletes.
fast. You were very fast. Sabi mo, Prince of Brunei.
Oh.
So 3 qualities of a guy that you're looking for that you hope that that guy has na mapapa-oo ka, hindi ka magiging nonchalant, OA ka,
OA
you're
ka.
gonna go out with
Yeah,
that person.
yeah,
Three qualities.
Okay. Yes.
Maganda
Okay,
question.
personal to personal.
Yeah.
He has to be significantly taller than me.
Mm.
So I'm 5'6", I'm 5'6". So siguro yung expectation ko is like, you have to be at least 5'11", pataas.
Basketball player.
Bagsak tayo.
Oo nga. 5'11". Si Hammer ang pumasa.
5'11".
Okay.
Okay.
Tapos, yung second ko is, he has to be smarter than me. Pero he can't make me feel like I'm super, like, I don't know anything. Kasi there are people, like, you know that they're smart.
That's
Pero
annoying.
they make you feel like you don't know anything. Gusto ko yung humble na, oh, ganito siya, ganito dapat yung this is the information. Ganun siya. Dapat, like down to earth, smart, yun. And then, I guess the third quality is dapat, he knows how to treat me well. Yeah.
Okay. How about looks? Do you have a
Looks?
specific type?
I think kasi pag meron akong nakitang guy, malalaman ko if type ko siya or hindi. I don't really have a personal preference.
Okay.
Yeah, so yun.
That's wow. It's a sports
Standards.
and love
Oh,
podcast. apparently.
Ganda nung
General traits yun. So,
General.
Oh,
Okay.
general,
Yeah.
general.
Very specific as well. Alam niya yung hinahanap niya.
No, at least meron siyang point-by-point
Alright.
analysis.
Let's revisit this after 5 years.
yeah, okay, 5 years.
So now it's another FOAT, but this time this is your favorite athlete of all time, not necessarily from Wushu
Yeah.
or from your main sport, but your favorite athlete.
I think I answered this. I posted kasi a Q&A before in my Instagram. Somebody asked me who's my idol, ganun. And I think that's the same as the favorite athlete of all time. It's Billie Jean King,
Billie
The-
Jean King.
the tennis
the-
player.
Oh,
Yeah, the tennis player.
That's
So
the
there
guy.
was a time in US where women were underpaid in sports. So Billie Jean King, she
Played
wanted
against the guy.
equal opportunities. But there was this guy, si Bobby Riggs, who's a retired tennis player, who said women should belong in the kitchen. So he challenged Billie Jean King. Tapos they competed in a match. Kasi prior to
Tinalo.
that, he defeated her rival. Her name was, I forgot her name, pero yun. And then Billie Jean King won. Like straight sets. And that was the pivoting point for women in sports in the United States.
galing. Okay. So initially I thought kasi maraming championships, kasi maraming
No.
set a lot of
Equal
records.
opportunities
Equal
for
opportunity.
women.
Equal opportunities. Okay, you're a 5-time SEA Games gold medalist, 2-time World Championship silver medalist, and an Asian Games bronze medalist. Alin sa mga victories mo yung favorite of all time?
Do you guys want to guess? I would like you guys to guess. And then I'll tell you.
Maybe, okay, my guess, since we're talking about the world, I would say one of the victories in the World Championships.
Okay.
Because you're up against different countries from the entire world.
Okay, that's a good answer. How about you?
Okay, so my guess is actually, since I feel like you're very competitive, I would say the one in November, the World Championships in Texas, where you won the silver. I feel like you have this silver medal and you're dreaming about it becoming a gold one day.
Okay.
So that's my guess. Not a win, but a loss that inspires you, motivates you to keep going.
A lesson.
How about
Lesson.
you, Coach Ham?
Well, ako, nothing beats winning at home.
Yeah.
So winning in Manila in 2019 might be, that's my guess kasi winning at home, winning with your own team, it's the biggest one. I mean, yan, personal ko. And of course, we want to see your answer. talaga.
It doesn't happen din kasi like in all of the Filipino athletes' life na dito yung
Dito
competition.
naglalaro. At saka, ang daming nanonood na Pilipino cheering you.
Yeah.
So, what's the correct answer?
Yeah, it's none of those.
Parang feeling ko earlier win to.
No, it's the bronze medal one. Sa Asian Games.
Asian Games.
For me kasi, yung medal, it doesn't, well, syempre the color matters, to everyone in the Philippines. Pero for me, what really mattered that time was the bronze medal because back then it happened in Indonesia in 2018. I just graduated college, pero months before that, I had a back injury. Like, it was a severe back injury. I couldn't really walk. I couldn't really sit properly. Tapos, duman siya sa point na na-ER ako because I didn't know what was happening. So, I was diagnosed with a slip disc.
Okay.
It was the first time na parang I had a really major injury. Usually kasi it's like tendinitis in the knee or like a sprained ankle. Pero this one was a slip disc. And I thought I wasn't gonna be able to do wushu anymore. So, there was a doctor, a sports doctor, who told me, you don't really need surgery, you just need lots of therapy. Yeah, I remember that. I was so anxious about the Asian Games. It was gonna be my first Asian Games, and Asian Games happens every 4 years, like the Olympics. And sabi sa akin ng doctor, you have to have lots of therapy, you take a lot of vitamins, a lot of medication. And I just believed in him. Tapos binigyan ako ng 2 weeks off from my sport. And then after that, I just trained like nothing happened. And I kept it from, from the media. I kept it from
That's what's
teammates who weren't really there. Kasi they witnessed yung, nung na-ER ako, they were there. Like, I couldn't walk, I couldn't crawl. So, I kept it from anyone. And then when I competed in Asian Games, I told myself, it doesn't matter if I'm injured as long as I do my best. And that was my first bronze medal sa Asian Games.
Wow, yeah.
Hashtag tough.
Grabe yan.
Hashtag tough.
The
Wait.
adversity that you had to go through.
So, not putting it in public, going through it and toughening.
So you played hurt. Were you still hurt when you competed?
Ano na ako, yung body ko, na siya, it's
Adapted.
it was already accustomed. So I wasn't in any more
Yep.
pain.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was doing therapy.
Wow. Okay.
Follow-up
Gusto-
question,
Hindi,
are you
tsaka-
still doing the required work for your back?
No, not anymore.
Okay,
not
good.
anymore. Yeah, I learned to live with it. Kasi yung sa back ko, I figured na even before Asian Games kasi meron ng mga nag-interview na parang what are your expectations for Asian Games? I don't wanna, for me personally, I didn't wanna tell everyone, oh, I'm injured, kaya don't really expect anything from me. I don't want that, Pinapadala ko ng Pilipinas doon, I'm gonna give them everything, regardless of the circumstance, regardless if it's 4th place, pero luckily, I got 3rd. So, that's when I told everyone, okay, I'm injured. So,
You were injured.
Yeah.
Okay. Gusto ko yung nung sumasagot tayo, that's a good answer. That's a good answer. Correct answer is none.
None of you boys.
Okay. Okay. May puso yung explanation
Invested,
namin eh.
invested kami.
But yeah, well, that was your favorite
yeah.
victory.
So since we are a sports podcast and a lot of younger people are watching, para dun sa mga
We were talking about Happy Tea earlier.
Yeah, Happy Tea.
Okay.
But again, younger student athletes, you've been in that life, and kanina nga napag-usapan natin na you going through college and high school and all the challenges. Ano yung mga words of wisdom and advice that you can impart sa younger audiences natin who wants to embark on the same journey that you did?
I think most of the time, it's not gonna be easy talaga. When I was a student athlete, I found it really lonely kasi I couldn't really find anyone that could relate with me. When I was in Benilde kasi, lahat ng athletes doon, they're for NCAA, Merong mga ilan na national team, pero they're always not in class. Kasi nga, di ba, like, you don't know how to balance your classes, you don't know how to balance training, you don't know how to balance your discipline to study. Wala akong mahanap na taong yung talagang study, training, walang social life. And I was one of those people. Like, wala akong social life talaga. Kasi I felt like it's okay to sacrifice my social life in college kasi alam ko, when I graduate, I'm gonna meet so much more people. And that's true for me personally. It could be different for other people. So I think yung advice ko is, if you're entering a phase in your life where you're trying to question if sports is really for you, it's okay. Like, just let yourself experience it. Kasi in the end, no matter where you end up in life, you're going to learn a lot from it and it's still going to shape who you are. So yung mga teammates ko na, meron ako kasi mga teammates na they're entering a phase in their life na maybe wushu isn't for them kasi they're teenagers, they wanna go out with friends, ganun. I always just tell them, it's okay to skip training. I'm so sorry, coach, but it's okay to skip training, As long as when you train, you remember, you give your best every time you train. Wag mong, like, don't waste your time na pupunta ka sa training, parang wala kang effort, ganun. At least mag-training ka ng 100%, you know. And at least you party 100%, at least wala kang mariregret.
It's consistent, di ba?
Yeah.
100.
Consistent,
Going
yeah.
100 both ways.
Party
You
100%.
Party 100, train 100.
You
You
wanna
know-
skip training, you enjoy 100%.
Oh, you don't want to know what that means. Partying 100%. I'm kidding. But that's actually great advice, especially yun sa mga college athletes natin ngayon na, of course, they want their social
Yeah.
life and they want a balance of, athletic life. But you gotta understand that you have to make sacrifices if you want to get to the next level.
Totoo.
It's
And
like
it's
Kobe.
really lonely
Yeah,
when
it
you're
is.
trying to work for a goal and nobody around you, especially the people that is the same age, understand
Yeah.
the journey that you're embarking. So, lalo na individual sport and
Yeah.
not everybody understands this.
Agatha, thank you so much. We hope you enjoyed. We hope you enjoyed your guesting here on Game On the podcast. Thank you so much, Agatha, again for the insightful discussion. We covered a lot of topics today, especially in the OA and
Oo.
Nonchalant. So there you go. That's a wrap for our episode today. You guys could catch it on GMA Sports and GMA Facebook and YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. Once again, this has been Martin Javier.
I am Coach Hammer Martin Antonio.
And I'm Anton Ross, and this has been Game On, the podcast.